back to another video of Kali. In this video, we are going to dive deep into the heart of Kali and understand the navigation in the Kali interface. Whether you're a newcomer or a seasoned user, understanding the layouts and tools at your disposal is essential for productive cybersecurity journey. Let's begin the exploration. First thing first, let's familiarize ourselves with the desktop environment. Kali uses the Genome Desktop interface, which is a very user-friendly interface. This is how the interface looks like. We have a top bar, which has something like a start icon, which you might see for Windows. It has got a couple of tools and applications that are installed here. It also has the fashion of taskbar or application bar, what we have in Windows, and all the icons represent the specific application that we are trying to navigate. Towards the right, we have timings and widgets and way to change the user or switch off our system, so on and so forth. On the desktop, we have something similar like Windows, and we have three things over here. The file systems, which shows the mount path of Linux, and it has got a couple of folders. Let's talk about these folders. Looking at the bin, the word bin represents binaries, and these are the essential user command binaries. The boot folder represents the static files of the bootloader. The dev folder talks about the device files. The etc is the host specific system configuration. The home directory is something that is similar to what we have in Windows as /users and /the username directory. The lib represents for the libraries that are shared and the kernel modules. The media is the mount point for removable medias. The mnt talks about the mount point for temporarily mounted file systems. The OPT is something for the third-party applications or an add-on application, which are the software packages. The proc is the virtual file system documenting kernel and process status as text files. The root folder is the home directory for root user. And the var directory is something that holds the variable text files or data files. We have looked into the user interface of the file manager, but let's talk about the one thing that we always see in the movies which hackers use, the terminal. So this is how the terminal looks like. It looks like a simple interface where you can add in few commands. These commands are predefined, and let's talk about few commands. The first command being ls, which lists the file to the point where you are currently. Right now, we are in the bash folder. Let's move to our mount folder, which is the /cd, stands for change directory, and we move to the /mount point. The /mount point is where we saw all of our folders that we discussed. We can use commands like mkdir, which means you can create a directory with the name demo. Now, as you could see, the Kali user is not authorized to create anything on this specific mount point. So, to run anything as a superior user, you can use the command sudo in front of the commands that you're trying to run. Now, as you could see, that since Kali user that was created was an admin user, it was able to create the demo directory. Now, let's try to move something into the demo directory. I am using vi, which is the text editor tool for terminal, and I am trying to create a demo file. Now, we cannot directly create the file which tries to so we cannot create a file which already exists as a folder in the mount path. So let's create a demo file and then add something to it. Say demo text. Now for saving, I'm using the escape :WQ, and it says we cannot open file for writing, which again tells that for each and every command on this specific mount path, I cannot run, edit, add anything without being a sudo. So to keep myself sudo for the session, I'm going to use sudo -s. Now I am logged in as a root user, which can do anything on this /file. But imagine, as a powerful user, I may also delete, modify a lot of files which may be owned by different applications and can create instability. Also, having a root access to system creates a lot of vulnerabilities open to the operating system files as well as the folders. Also, if someone gets a root access to our system, he or she can access anything, anywhere, and perform any operation. So I would suggest to not use root until and unless it's very much required. In our case, let's exit the root user and try to see how can we create or how can we give a file or folder a specific permission. So there is a way called as chmod, which will help us to read, write, and do anything inside a specific subfolder. So let's talk about the demo folder that we have, and again, to run this command I have to use sudo. Now if you could see, the demo folder is open to do anything with, and any user can add any data to the demo folder. Let's see if we can create a file here. And yes, we are able to create our file. So these are the few commands that we generally use on the terminal, and a bit of concept that we have discussed around the sudo and the normal user. With this, our file manager overview and the terminal integration looks good. We can also talk about the tools like Nmap, Wireshark, etc., which we may be exploring